Hey yo, what's good, everybody? I'm Malcolm McFadden, the creator of 615 Comics, and you're watching Yo a Nerd Creator Chaos, where I have a creator come on and we kind of just chop it up as creators and talk a little bit about this comic book creating game. And today I have a brand new creator. I have Trey Williams with me today. What's good, bruh?
All right, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How you doing?
Hey, man, I'm just living this trucking life, man. You see where I'm at right now, man.
Right.
Yeah.
I
Thank you
see
for
you. I
having me
see you.
on, though.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. I'm actually happy to have you on because as to people who may not know who Trey is, he's a brand new creator. He's just beginning and he's putting out his first book that's coming up, and he's actually planning his first Kickstarter that's coming up. So it's dope to have a first time creator on, kind of give your experience as a first time creator and getting the people, situated with you and everything.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah. So real quick, Trey, how about you tell the people who you are and where you from and how you got into comics?
All right, man. I'm Trey Williams, originally from Mississippi. You know what I'm saying? Half raised in Mississippi, other half of my life raised in Fresno, California. So I got that dirty South and that West Coast in me. You know what I'm saying? Um, Man, you know what? But now on the real though, man, I've always, loved superheroes and things like that, man. But I would say what really got me into comic books was '03. I don't know if you remember, Marvel had put out these toys. I think the series is called like Marvel Legends or something like that. And
Hmm.
comic books came with the toys, right? So I know a lot of people say, yeah, I had, amazing fantasy, that Spider Man and everything like that. But for me, it was Daredevil, and it
Mm,
was Daredevil 164, and
okay.
I remember like, yeah, that was my first physical comic book, like in my hands and all of that. And I remember just reading it, and I became real enamored with the whole art form. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
this is really cool. And then like where I'm from, I was raised or whatever. It's always good to find an outlet, find an escape, because I'm from the country part of Mississippi. Where the woods and all that is. You know what I'm saying? So there ain't much out there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like like, I'm going to town. You want something from the store, you don't go. You don't get nothing for the rest of the day. Type country. That's where I'm from, man. So yeah, so it was always cool to have something I can take myself out of my own reality and put myself somewhere else, man.
Right. So how does where you're from, being from Mississippi and also being from Fresno, how does that kind of shape your comic book experience?
I mean, well, I guess uh I guess it was as far as my versatility and having both places be so different. It's like night and day. And I think that's what kind of formed my writing style and everything like that. Also, like I used to rap. I used to be in the rap game and all that. Like I don't do it no more. But you know what I'm saying. But even with that and like writing my poetry and everything like that, it was always versatility, in it. And then even with the stories that I write now, my first one being Kosis, which that's actually pretty easy for me to write because I put a lot of myself into that. So a lot of my own experiences into that. But I have other characters as well too, and it's like they're vastly different from each other. So I think just the differences between Mississippi and California, I think, is what helped kind of mold my style.
How should be like a little bit diverse.
Yeah, yeah,
That's what's up.
yeah,
That's
most
what's up.
definitely.
So you mentioned your story Cosis, which is the book that you're currently working on right now. Can you tell people a little bit
Yeah.
about it?
Okay. Yeah, man. Okay. So Kosis is the name Kosis. It derives from the word psychosis,
Hmm.
and his psychosis is that he has a bipolar disorder. Kosis is a superhero with a bipolar disorder. Um, I created this character back in 2013.
Hmm. Mm.
Um,
Long time coming.
originally, oh yeah, 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 yeah. Like originally his name was going to be Gemini, named after my old rap name Gemini. Which for the people that have seen Kosis, they'll notice like the Gemini symbol on his mask and everything.
Hmm.
That's half of the reason why I'd have been, because I myself am a Gemini, and so my birthday is actually this Friday. Actually,
Oh, happy pre-birthday,
yeah,
bro.
for sure. Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, everybody that's watching, give your boy some follows for my birthday
Right.
now. You know what I'm saying? But nah, but yeah, but I wanted to give the bipolar community some positive reinforcement, because as a person growing up and coming up with bipolar, being on social media and things like that, I usually always seen people make a mockery, people with bipolar, or just are using it as a dismissal. Or he acting bipolar right now.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so like things like that. I wanted to do something different, and then somebody just asked me actually yesterday, we seen characters that, they're blind or they're deaf, but not many people would like use a bipolar angle, and I was asking like, how did I make it work? And well, it's kind of easy, because I used a lot of my own experiences and my own feelings, my own understandings or my own misunderstandings. I put it all into Kosis. Now,
Hmm.
2013, uh, 2009 is when I first got the bug, and I asked my fiance, I asked her, hey, how do you feel about me? Like, what if I made a black superhero? And she was like, I mean, yeah, you could do it if you want to do it. But when we so 2013, when I actually sat down with a notebook and I jotted everything down. So the entire beginning of volume one, that entire the origin, 2013, like part by part, the entire thing, like until it goes to the present day. All of that was created in 2013. Now,
Mm.
I was living check to check. I was broke. I was like, man, I ain't never gonna be able to do nothing with this right here. Close it. I finished the notebook, finished it, closed it, threw it somewhere, lost it, forgot all about it. It wouldn't be until 2017 when I
Mm.
found that notebook, because I had done moved to a new place. I have a tendency for not throwing stuff away, and I found the notebook. I thought it was one of my old rap notebooks. You know what I'm saying? Seeing something I can remake or something. You know what I'm saying? Then nah, it was that notebook, man, and I was like, oh snap, I forgot all about this. And I had just got a real good paying job too. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get serious about this. And then from 2017 to right now, it's been on, you know. And I know I got some people that's been waiting as long as I have for this first book to drop. So
Mm.
the book that I'm currently working on that is gonna drop, I wrote that in 2017, 2018,
Mm.
but had to be put on pause because I ended up getting sick in 2018. I started having seizures, and I was taken off work, and that's how I was funding the whole operation.
Right.
I worked three jobs. I was working three jobs. Like, took me off of work. The money stops. Coasters had to get put on ice, and it was put on ice for a long time. And there was a whole lot of moments where I thought that I wasn't going to be able to come out of this. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like I almost gave up. So 2018, 2020, 2020. I tried to send myself to the upper room.
Mm.
Uh, Failed by the grace of God. You know,
Yeah, thankfully,
um,
thankfully.
yeah. 2018, I was in 5 car wrecks from having seizures behind the wheel. Now, my whole trade is me being able to drive.
Right.
That's the majority of my work experience is driving. So you take that away from me, and I was angry for a long time. But now I see things differently now, because now, even though the times was hard, I had the time to work on the lore of Kosis. So some of the things that's established now, it wasn't established back then. So it was still new back then. He didn't have a full Rose Gallery back then.
Hmm.
So you very from 2018 to right now, that man has a full Rose Gallery now. And now, like, I done created all of these other characters and everything, which is why I want to get this book out so I can start introducing all the rest of them characters. And it starts with Kosis, but it's a big universe now. I'm gonna have crossovers and things like that. And I don't want to say, put Kosis like as the Nick Fury of the operation, where he's going to be interacting with all of these different characters and everything. But yeah, I mean, but other than my kids, like, Kosis is my baby. I love all of my other creations too, whatever. But Kosis is the first one, like the very first one. He has the most of me out of all the rest of my characters. So, like, when you
Mm.
read that book, and some of the things that he says, I say in my real actual life.
Right.
Or I have said it, or you know what I'm saying, or you know, but yeah, I'm just, I'm doing my due diligence, man. I'm trying to get it out there, and now, now, it's like I said, I'm always grateful, because it's like now the quality of the work now is way better than what it was back then. So
Hmm.
sometimes I'll go ahead and post a old reflective piece, just to show the comparison within the quality of the work. So back then, had I released the first book back then, it wouldn't have looked good as it's looking right now.
Right. Well, sometimes that's
So
a
it's like,
blessing in disguise. Like, you kind of,
oh
it
yeah,
life forces you to pause, and then that gives you time to really look at things and really upgrade things in that time.
yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, man. So I'm just grateful, man. Like, I'm grateful. So I'm trying to put my best foot forward. I'm trying to build up this fan base. I'm trying to get like y'all boys, man. Y'all laying the foundation and everything. You know what I'm saying? You got Ralph over there with Trinity and Justice. Hope Breaker, Hardline, and them, man. Concrete. You know what I'm saying? Y'all laying the
Right.
foundation for me, and I'm trying to follow in y'all footsteps, man. Like, man, I'm trying to get like them.
Right.
So,
So, what are some of the things you're
hey,
doing
you
as
know
a
what
new
I'm saying?
creator to what are some of the things you're doing as a new creator to build your fan base, and then before you release your book?
Well, I know, like, for one, is because, I say I'm musically inclined, so like I made that man's theme song and everything. You know what I'm
Fire.
saying? So whenever I'm posting something about coasters, you hear that theme song. I made that theme song. You know what I'm saying? Promo pieces. You know, I'm getting different promo pieces done by different artists that I like. Um, you know, getting these book covers done. You know what I'm saying? Like, no Kanan White got me right with my first book cover. You know what I'm saying? You know, I can't stop looking at it. Then, I got a special edition cover done by Francesco. And I can't pronounce that man last name to save my life. He just going to forgive me for that. You have to forgive me for that. But yeah, man, I'm gonna get Kanan to do the second one. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I can't say what I'm gonna do extra. Okay, that's a surprise right there. But
Okay.
um, trying to get some more rewards for the Kickstarter. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? I'm looking into getting a couple action figures done and have that for the Kickstarter. Which is crazy. That was actually one of the milestones that I had when I first decided I was gonna get serious with this. But now I'm gonna get the first one done. That y'all can't have that one. You can get like the third one. Y'all can get the third and fourth and fifth. And see, y'all can get those. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, man, it's just uh word of mouth. I drive trucks, man. I'm actually wearing an old Costa shirt right here. It's an old one.
Oh, okay.
It,
With a different color
yeah,
color
yeah.
design and everything.
Yeah. This is the original design of it. This is when coasters was spelled with the C and everything. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So so I drive 48 states. I drive all over this country. I will be a fool not to wear a coaster shirt. That's free promotion.
Facts.
Like what if it's just one person, they see that shirt, they want to know, hey, who was that on your shirt? I don't know him. Who was that? Like that, boom. And I've gotten a lot of people like that, a whole lot of people. Like I
That's
just
tough.
drove from I just drove from the East Coast all the way to the West Coast. Now I'm back down south now, like wearing coaster shirts all the way, just trying
Yeah,
to
promoting.
trying to get it, trying to get as many eyes as I can. So it's a grind, man. It's a grind. If I could just get one person, that's one more person than what I had when I woke up this morning. And
Facts.
that's just how I feel about it.
Yeah, one step at a time, building your audience. But that's all it is. It's kind of just building your audience one person at a time until you got 100, and that 100 turn to 200. You feel me? So that's dope, bro. That's dope. I like that.
Yeah, for sure, for
So
sure.
so as a at jumping into the comic game, are there some things that you weren't expecting, like some things that are a little bit harder than you were expecting when you first jumped in?
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. And one of those things is vetting the quality and
Mm,
everything. So that's why, like, that. This is never why I be posting them old things or whatever, because I wasn't looking at the quality. I was just tripping out. It was like, oh snap! I thought of this in my head, and now look at it. This is what.
right,
But now, like, now it's like, I ain't new to this. I'm true to this. So it's like
right.
now, like, nah, it's got to look good.
Hmm.
It's like I say, if it's not A1, I don't want to do it. It's got to be
Right.
A1. And the fact that the fan base that I have been able to acquire with no book being ready and published, just off of the strength of how I talk about it
Hmm.
and how good the artwork looked. And it's like I told myself, I told other, aspiring comic book creators that's trying to come up, like, hey, look, if you can't write, If you can't draw, if you can't do man one of them, if you want quality, you got to pay for it.
Facts.
Because it don't matter how good your story is. If it don't look good, they ain't gonna find out how good the story is.
That's what I be saying.
Like
That's exactly what I be
yeah,
saying.
man. I mean, so like man, it's the same thing. Like if you hungry and you see a real good looking medium rare steak, none got cooked over there. Hey, if that don't look fresh, I don't want that. It
Right.
may taste good, but it don't look fresh. It's the same thing. So so do that back then. I also wish I would have known how much money that it was gonna cost in order to bring everything to life as well, because
Facts.
I didn't know that. I did not know that at first. You know what I'm saying? I mean, which is why some people is going the whole AI route,
Yeah, seen a
because
lot of
it
that.
costs a whole lot of money to be up in this. But it's like I say, it's like you gotta love this to the point where you are willing to invest a whole lot of money into it before you recoup anything. You
Facts.
have to love this. And I don't put a whole lot of good money into this, like between 2017 and 18 to when I done got back on my feet. I was fighting seizures from 2018 to about 2022. And the rest of that time, it was me just trying to get myself back to where I was. And now I'm finally at a point where I can actually supersede where I was. So now it's just been getting back on the grind and everything. And the amount of money that I have put in is astronomical, man. Is so I wish I knew that. Either like I wish I knew that, or I wish I was rich, or like I wish I hit the lottery. 40, 20, 30, 45, 47. That's what I'm talking about. you know. But yeah, man, like I wish I would have known that. It's some things that I still need to learn. That's why I'm always hitting y'all up, asking y'all questions. Like what I need when I got to ship it out. Like how do I do that?
Right.
And I gotta get a website done. I don't know how to get that done. Like what I'm saying. Still got to find a letterer. Don't know how to find a letterer. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So
then I sent you my letter, right?
um, I think so. I think so. I had to go back and look. I had to go back and look.
Because I think I sent it to you in the big group chat. I'll send it to you in the chat where it's just me and you, so it's just right there.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Now I gotta ask you.
Hmm.
You read the script.
Right.
Now without giving the
Spoilers.
meat and potatoes away, like how did you like the script?
Well, like we talked about, I liked it. It felt very what I say, it felt very real. Like the dialogue felt real because you, especially when you told me like you took some of that dialogue from your real life and put it in the story. And I like
Mhm.
the action. I like how you drew out the action, like we talked about it. Like you said you did it like movies, and I like that, like
Yeah,
really showing action scenes and drawing out in the story. Without giving the part that I like the way is you kind of took his hero origin and it was something real tragic, but you made it really tie into why he continues to be a hero and why he became a hero. And I think that is
right,
really good because that is one thing that really brings people in. Like when Batman, his parents dying, Uncle Ben dying, and
right.
Spider-Man. So like I think you gave a scene on the caliber of that. And also, like I said, the comic was funny. It was funny. It was action. It was what you would want from a comic book. So I think it's something that you would definitely people enjoy, especially seeing some of the pages that you've been posting. I think if people like what you've posted so far, they're definitely going to like
Yeah.
when they get the book. Yeah. And also speaking to you, what you talking about the quality. Yeah, I can definitely see where back in the day you weren't like as focused on the quality as you are now, and actually having it be
Yeah,
good. Like that's no shade to the artists that you know used back then, but you actually would like you stepped up and you wanted something that really looks good and that can stand on the side of like DC and Marvel. So yeah, I love the
right,
script. I think the story's dope, and I think people are really you give enough, you give a good amount for a first issue, because first issues is tough sometimes, like capturing people and giving enough story at the same time where they want to continue.
right.
As for me as a reader, it definitely you gave enough to where I would be like, okay, this was a dope start, now let's see where this story builds from.
Got you, got you. Yeah, man. Like when I was sick that whole time, man, all I did was just write. That's all I did was just write. I got 5 Coast scripts written and ready to go right now. I just ain't got the capital.
Right, I
Yeah,
feel
so
you.
so they written already. Like they read that they read. If I had the money, man, but let's go ahead and get them drawn up like right now because I tell you this because you read that first script, you read volume 1. Volume 2 takes place directly right after volume 1.
Right.
Yeah, so so you gonna love that one, you know what I'm saying? But uh yeah, but for this to be my first my first time writing a comic story, man, like I don't know how I did it, man. At the level that you feel I did it at, I don't know how I did it, man. It's just I just did it, man. Like I don't know. I guess it's like preordained or something, man. I mean, but it's like when I was writing it, I was literally seeing everything move as if
Mm,
it was an animated movie or something like that. So I wasn't thinking about it as panels and pages and everything. It's just a movie. So you got Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3, and that's how I write everything now. So it's like now it's like I base how I did that off of on everything else that I write, and that's whether if I go ahead and write a new song or something like that, or I write another story or something like that. And I remember seeing a video you said when you can't turn the creative juices off when they're on,
right.
and you just come up with stuff without even trying. That's how I am, man. Like I don't force myself to try to create nothing or whatever. Like man, I told myself, man, I ain't creating no more superheroes and anti-heroes, man. I ain't doing it. Like I done made about 18, 19 of, like I posted the picture with all of them and everything. I was like, I ain't making no more, man. I done came up with two more. Like man, look, man, I ain't got no money to be trying to get all these characters drawn like that,
Facts, I
man.
feel
Like
you.
that, I can't do it, man. But that's just how it go, though, man. You a real creator, and I feel like that's what shows what a real creator is when they be creating without even trying to create. When they begging their brain, okay, please stop coming up
Stop.
with something so I can chill for a little minute, man. Like
Facts.
man, but yeah, man, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So we kind of talked about you and your journey. I want to really go into the book itself and Kostas as a character. So can you give people his
Okay,
power sets, his personality? Tell people about Kostas himself, and then we'll talk about, after that we'll talk about the book.
okay, got okay. So Kosis has the power of super strength, durability, super lethal, super speed. I mean, I feel like speed and super strength that's a given. Like that's like that's regular. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But what really sets him apart, what really sets him apart is uh bipolar people have this thing called a manic episode or state
Mm-hmm.
of mania and everything. So Kosis has this too as well. But the thing with his is that when Kosis goes into a manic episode, all of his powers become infinitely more powerful. Uh, there's an orange aura that exhibits around his fist that he can then use offensively or defensively. And that aura is kinetic energy, and it's also his own life force as well. Now, when he learns how to control this and turn it on, he'll get extra abilities unlocked. So he has this thing called a lottery power where he'll gain a random new ability. Doesn't matter if it's a good ability or if it's a bad ability, where if he wants to use it or don't use it, he has it for the duration of this manic episode. And he also has this mimic ability as well, which he will be able to copy a person's abilities if that person was born naturally with those abilities. So he can't.
Okay.
So like if the character gets their powers from an outside source,
Mm-hmm.
can't copy their abilities at all. But like Superman or all of the X-Men, they all getting copied. Yeah, for sure.
Right.
Um, and he'll be able to use those abilities while using his own abilities all at the same time, with his own twist, of course. You know what I'm saying? Uh, but also with that manic ability, I mean, he also, he'll get intangibility when he learns control as well too. But with the manic ability, because I said that's his life force, exhibiting around his fist.
Mm-hmm.
So the longer he's in his manic state, it actually takes some time off of his life force as well.
Yeesh.
So so when he so when he learns to control and be able to turn it on and off or whatever, it'll then be a calculated risk. Okay, am I going to use this to save everybody I need to save,
Mhm.
or am I going to risk it and not use it and see what happens? You know what I'm saying? I mean, so like I like to like compare it to because when he doesn't have control, uh he he's kind of flying off the handle a little bit. He's not himself
Mhm.
and everything. And I basically made that out of experience from my own self, because like I was told, when I'm flying off the handle, it's like, I'm not the same person, I'm somebody else. And when I'm doing this, it's I'm only hurting myself,
Mm.
so hurting myself. So Kosis is a Zodian. Um, that I know we kind of bouncing back and forth. Okay, but a Zodian is essentially a demigod. Yeah, a Zodian is essentially a demigod, right? Okay,
Mhm.
so what we know as zodiacs in our world, in the world of Kosis, zodiacs are actual real celestial beings called Zodrians,
Mm.
and every 100 years, like for me, Gemini and Capricorns and everything, every 100 years, each of their stars will go into perfect alignment. And when they are in perfect alignment, if a child is conceived at the exact moment of perfect alignment, that child will be born a Zodian, and they'll have the star pattern on their back. So you seen that one page I posted, his mom is giving birth, and you see he got the star pattern on his back
Mhm.
and everything. Yeah, he's a Zodian. He's born a Zodian. Zodians live to be 500 years old. Every single
Dang.
one of them. Yeah. Capricorn, Sagittarius, Pisces. Everybody lives to be 500 years old. except the Gemini, because Gemini is the only one that has the manic
Man,
episodes.
right.
Yep, they're the only ones. So, uh, and you gotta remember too, is when Coasts is first introduced, he's already been having manic episodes this entire time. Even before we see him and everything, you know, I ain't gonna say what's in the book, but you know, and you know, when he means, you know what I'm saying. So yeah, so so it can take seconds all the way to 2 months off of his lifespan, depending on how long the duration of it is. So Kostas will die at some point. He is gonna
He
die.
will die.
You know, yeah, he will die. You know, yeah. That's just what it is, man. And then after that, you know what? Somebody else gonna have to, you know, pull a DC and pull a Vision Comics rebirth on them right quick, and it's
Bring him back to
gonna
life.
be something else. Bring it back to life or something like that. But yeah, so his greatest asset is also his greatest liability
Right.
as well too. You know what I'm saying? So all of that was taken into consideration when creating, like, man, in 2013, man, and I was just sitting with that notebook and I'm thinking about, okay, what's his weaknesses gonna be
Mm.
and everything, and like, hey, you know what? No, characters probably like that. They probably do exist. I ain't saying that they don't. All I'm saying is I ain't never seen it where the
Right.
greatest tool is also the greatest weakness as well too. I ain't never seen it. So you know, so as far as I know, Kostas is the first one that would, you know, yeah, I'm about to turn your lights out. Let me go ahead and, you know, quote unquote, go Super Saiyan right quick on you, and I'm gonna give it to you, and I'm also kill him. But I don't want to get demonetized, and I'm hurting myself in the process. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man.
That's
And you
dope.
said his personality.
Yep.
You
That's
said his
just ready to say.
personality too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, his personality. I've always loved superheroes that quip and talk and talk that mess. I love characters like that. So you know, I had to make Kostas a quipper. You know, so he's talking junk while stopping your crime and all of that. Like, I love it. Like the very first thing he says when you first see him, I ain't gonna say it, but that first line that he says, you're like, oh yeah, yeah. I like this cat. I like him. I like him. Oh yeah, I like him. You know, and it's very much me as well. You know what I'm saying? You know, so he's funny. You know, he's caring. He's passionate. He's fearless. Sometimes he's unsure of himself, and you know, that's the first book. But you know, as the story progresses, you know, you'll see another side of him as well too, where you see he's unsure of himself, and uh, you know, like that, you know, that beginning, uh, you know, flashback. You know what I'm saying? He. I mean, well, he knows about that, but also what happened, what was he feeling when he first found out about that. Yeah,
Right.
that's already written too. I ain't gonna tell you what volume it's in, but it's in there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, uh, very much myself in a lot of ways, and things that's in reference to myself. Like, one of the things is that Kosis is Elijah Pollux, regular dude, got a regular job. He's a mechanic. He fix cars. He will fix your hoopty. He will get your car to A to B, trying to get to Z, forget about it. Ain't gonna happen. But he get you to A to B. And he's a mechanic because my granddaddy is a mechanic.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, so a lot of the shop talk up in there and them scenes like that, I've heard things like that being said after shop when I used to hang out with my granddaddy all the time. You know,
That's dope. I like
and
that.
even yeah, man, yeah. So
That's what's
I'm just hoping that people really, I'm just hoping people really gravitate towards him and everything
yeah.
like I'm hoping people will. You know.
Yeah. And that kind of segues me into my next question for you. What are you hoping from with the release of this first book? Like, what is your goals with the release, and then after that, after the release?
Okay, well, for the initial release, I'm hoping that it's a success, like straight up, man. Just and also not just a success, but also a breath of fresh air. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? Like for myself, but also for the people that's been there since day one, that's been waiting on this book. They've been hearing about this book for 8 years. Like, this has been this 8 years. You know what I'm saying? So, like, for the people that's been waiting that long, some people gave up on your boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, the book ain't ever gonna come out. So, success, a breath of fresh air that I got it in my hands. But also for the new people to actually come in contact with it, and I hope that they can find some strength out of it. It may be something that they're struggling with. You know what I'm saying? And
mm.
they feel like they ain't ever gonna get to a certain point where they're trying to get to. I want them to go ahead and they they got the first Coasters book. They're holding it. They're looking at it, and they're knowing the history behind what it took to get that book made. Cause
Mm.
I ain't gonna lie, man, it's been hell trying to get it made, man.
I
So
feel you.
just with that within itself is, man. I mean, so like of course, of course I want to recoup some of my expenses. That's a given. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. I mean, but I want to, I want to experience going to these Comic Cons, man, and you know, uh, touching the people, getting in front of the people and everything. I want to, I want to take pictures and all of that with the people. I'm I'm waiting on somebody to surprise me and run up on me dressed as Coasters one time.
That would be tough.
Man, I'm waiting on it. I want to see what that's gonna feel like, man. I mean, I mean, because it's one thing where you have this idea in your head and then seeing that people out in the world love what you done created. Like that's a surreal feeling.
Hmm.
I mean, like, even the people that that hit me up and they tell me like how much they love coasters and all of that, and I really love the design of the cat. I've been seeing them everywhere and everything. I'm like, for real, you have? Like, I didn't know he was getting out there like that. Look, I'm posting. I don't know how far it's gonna go. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
at the end of the day, man, more than anything, than finally getting it out, having to be successful and having people find strength in it, and recognizing the resilience that it took to get made. All in all, I just hope people can respect and love the work that I do
Mm.
at the end of the day. Yeah, for sure.
That's dope. I like that. I respect that. I respect that a lot. So those are all my questions I have for you. I want to leave the end of this episode with time for you to just shamelessly plug. I want you to tell the people where they can find you, where they can, see everything that you're doing, everything that's going on with you. So this is your moment, shameless plug.
Okay, all right, no doubt, no doubt. Okay. Well, Instagram,
Mhm.
Vision Comics, 692 Universe. You can mainly find me on there. Uh, I got a Facebook page, the Coast's Facebook page. You can get me on there too, and you can talk to me. I will talk back. I promise you, I will talk back. I ain't bougie. Trust me, and I will hit you back up. Uh, yeah, man. That still working on the pre-launch for the Kickstarter. Still working on it. So don't leave. Stay tuned. Don't treat me like a stepchild. I'm working on it. I'm just trying to get the rewards together so I can go ahead and upload that to it and everything. Get that set up. Get the prices right and all of that. I'm almost there. I just got to get some things created so I can then take a picture of it so I can then, put it up there. Is that all? Yeah, for right now, yeah, that's all I got right now. I ain't got no website for y'all to go on right now. It's in the works though. Yeah, it's in the works. Yeah, I'm gonna have it for y'all. Yeah, I'm brand new right now. I'm brand new. I'm old, but I'm brand new. Old, but brand new. So you know what I'm saying. So I got a late. I ain't gonna say a late start, but a late continuance. But
I wouldn't say it's
we
late. It's
go.
on your time, bro. It's on your time.
Hey, you know what? You sure right about that. You right about that. I like that. I like that for sure. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Most definitely.
Well, Trey, I want to thank you for coming on and sharing your book and sharing your story with us. Everybody, I will be after this video uploads, which I think it already uploads because it's live. I will be posting his Instagram where you can follow him in the description, so you can go follow him everywhere. And make sure you check out his page because he's posting about Kostas. He's posting videos about him, telling you about him. So follow him and see everything he's doing. Because, like he said, he does have a wide universe. He's been sharing some of them dope ass characters. So go, yeah, them joints is fire. I've been peeping them. So everybody that's watching, please go follow Trey and follow everything he's doing. I'm telling you, like he said, I read this script to Kostas and I've seen some of the pages and it's looking good. So everybody, please follow Trey. And Trey, once again, thank you for coming on.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me, man.
Yeah, no problem. All right, everybody, continue watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I will be back with more content later. Peace.
Peace.